Welcome to Metal Monday! Welcome to Metal and Stormdok presents an epic Monday night of head-banging content. We're not just hosting shows, we're building a movement. Tonight we're rocking out for your entertainment. Only one more thing left to say. If you're not moving, how we moving? Move out the fucking way. Metal Monday, Metal Monday. Welcome to the Family Records. Doing metal right. Thank you to all our listeners for joining us and listening in. Don't forget to join our Facebook group and vote for who you want to win.
Hello, and welcome everybody to Metal Monday. And as you see, I'm by myself, but there is a reason I am by myself today. Thank you for joining us. To all our viewers out there, we wouldn't be who we are without you guys. You guys are all important. I am going to be doing a special today. Last week, there was a lot of folks either busy with work or had other personal issues going on, so I didn't get really any submissions for Metal Monday today, but that's okay. Life happens. It's understandable. Music isn't everybody's main job, and that's perfectly fine. That we're still here. Show must go on. And speaking of personal issues, I'm gonna go on ahead and get all the sad, depressive stuff done and out of the way first. But Friday night. What's up, Soundgarden? What's up? Friday night, my dog, my 14-and-a-half-year-old German Shepherd that I wrote Old Dog's Last Dawn for, I played it a couple of times on past streams, whether it's on Metal Monday or May's Tuesday, May days. But she suffered a medical episode Friday night, and unfortunately she passed away Saturday morning. I took it pretty hard, especially since I'm still down here in San Antonio, Texas, and she's up with the rest of my family up in Oklahoma, so I couldn't be there with her, and I took it hard. I didn't really do anything Saturday, and even Saturday night when I was joking around on Midnight Confessions and stuff like that with Swain Family Records. That was me trying to put my mind on other things. And on and off, it's been hard. I cry on and off. I mean, that happens when you're that close with your pet. I'll always miss her. But I did do a little tribute video that I wanted to play at the beginning of the show here. It's something special. Yep, I love you, Soundgarden. I love you, man. All right. So with that said, I definitely didn't want to end the show on a sad note. So I wanted to play this first. It's basically the song Old Dog's Last Dawn, but some a little special video I put together for her. And it's just a bunch of pictures of, I try to put it in chronological order as I could, but it starts out with her puppy pictures and progresses on, and yeah, it's going to be hard. I've watched it several times and I cry every time, so don't be surprised if you see some moisture running down my cheeks here. But with that said, we'll go on ahead and play Old Dog's Last Dawn and in her memory.
Gray on your muzzle, frost on your face, old bones on the carpet, still guarding this place.
You drag that leash to the open door. One slow step, like you've marched this floor.
1,000 nights when I was young and scared, you curled up close like a silent prayer.
Old dog's last dawn, still you're holding on, breathing like a tired drum, but you look at me like I'm not done. When the light goes out and your shadow's gone, I'll set a space beside my bed for my old dog's last dawn.
Stairs are a mountain you climb anyway. Nose to my hand says more than I can say.
Chewed up toys in a faded crate. Every scar on my skin, you help me navigate.
I see the storm in your cloudy eyes.
I feel the fight in your shaking stride. How do I lead you through this night when I can't stop the time? Old dog's last dawn, still you're holding on, breathing like a tired drum, but you look at me like I'm not done.
When the light goes out
And your shadow's gone,
I'll set a space beside my bed for my old dog's last dawn.
if there's a field where the pain falls away, will you wait for me there someday?
Oh, chasing crows through the tall, tall grass, wearing all of our years like a medal at last. I'll be the voice calling your name. You'll be the heart in my chest, all the same. Counting closer. One more walk down this empty street, one more plate you barely eat, one more night, your head on my knee. I say it's okay, but it's killing me. All dogs last on, still you're holding on, breathing like a tired drum, but you look at me like I'm not done. When the light goes out and your shadow's gone, I'll keep talking to the floor where you used to sleep till morn. All dogs last on. I'll carry you. You're the best part of me. Every road I walk alone, you're the ghost that light heal my home. When the light goes out and this house feels wrong, I'll hear your clothes on the kitchen tile. In my old dog's last song. Gray on your muzzle, snow in my hair. I'll see you again somewhere out there.
Yep. Every time. Every single time I play that, the waterworks just start flowing. And, my daughter and my husband back up in Oklahoma, I was able to share it with them. And, you know, my daughter definitely loved it. She took it really hard as well. Um, she couldn't. She's 10. She's young. She's understands the concept. When we had to put our old German Shepherd down, her name was Penny. She wound up getting canine dementia, and she was just not herself when that time came. She was walking randomly in circles, basically like an adult with dementia. They're not themselves anymore. They're not living anymore. They're just existing. And for those who've had family, whether human or pet with dementia, you can see it. They're just a body walking around. They're no longer themselves. And sometimes you just got to make the kindest decision you could possibly make for them. And Anya had degenerative myelopathy, which is basically a degenerative spine disease that starts in the base of their spine and works its way up. And as it works its way up, they start losing feeling in their tail, their rear legs. They start having problems walking, like they start dragging their rear feet. Their knuckles can start getting sore. And Anya had that problem, although we were treating it with pain meds. Unfortunately, there's no cure for DM. It was just management essentially. And the vet recommended we feed her, some puppy food for a supplement. Puppy food is really good. It helps supplement, it supplements for joints, for growing puppies. So it actually works very well on senior dogs too. And she already ate Royal Canine. So, I mean, she was super, super spoiled. And unfortunately, Friday night, my husband didn't witness this, but my 10-year-old daughter did. They were playing like normal. She tries to hobble, act like she's still a puppy again. When chasing our two younger dogs, which you saw in that one photo with the three dogs, my my collie is 2 years old, and my golden German Shepherd, she's about 8.5, almost 9. And Anya still likes to act like she's faster than them. But she left the porch and just fell on her side. And my daughter witnessed that. It was very traumatizing. And, you know, we couldn't take her to the vet just yet. We kept her in the kitchen all night, and just monitored. She refused to eat, didn't even go to the bathrooms. It's like everything shut down. And my husband took her to the vet Saturday morning that we could reach in a town just north of us. And, shout out to Crescent Veterinary Hospital. I appreciate you guys no matter what. And it was just that time. It was just that time. And I didn't want her to suffer anymore as much as I wanted to be up in Oklahoma with her, like so bad. I wanted to be up there with her. And unfortunately, that didn't happen. But she was with my husband. My daughter couldn't be in the room with her when the vet came in to initiate the process. And I took it hard. I didn't really do anything Saturday. I didn't go nowhere Saturday. I didn't really go anywhere yesterday, and didn't go anywhere today. Everybody handles loss in their own ways. Unfortunately, I'm not the only one in Swain family that went through losses as well. I've seen posts from other members that have went through some recent losses or even some hospital stays, and to the rest of the Swain family that are tuning in, if you're going through it, my heart's with you. I hope everything gets better. We all have each other to vent to. Shout out to OGP Swain, Clayton, to Josh, Renegade Butcher, everybody else, that reached out to me afterwards. You guys are freaking awesome. And we really are a family. Those of y'all that tunes in for previous Metal Mondays, we're always saying we're one big happy family. If you guys ever going through something and you join our family, reach out to one of us. I always say never neglect your outlets. Never neglect your outlets, whether it's friends, family, the crisis hotline in America, your local VA hospital, and I know I've had opinions about VA, a lot of veterans do, but there are some good VA doctors out there. I had a really good one when I still lived here in San Antonio full time. Please don't neglect your outlets. Whew. Okay. Now, got all that stuff out of the way. It takes some healing, but part of healing, is through music. And we'll bring it up a notch to some good news. My new album with Stormdok actually premiered today, Chaos with Intent. So, yeah. And this one, I decided to go a little hardcore with this one. Like, I wanted some harder music. I wanted to test out the metal limits with this. I even got into a little bit of death metal territory with this one. To those of y'all tuning in the comments there, a lot of OGP Swain family, in there, shout out to all you guys. Much love as always. And since I'm on, the kind of looking at it, yes, I got some prototype merch going here. So got a old Thaldrak on the front patch here, front and center. He's my Eagle Man, mascot that I created for Stormdok, and he's a big softy as much as he looks intimidating. And the back has the new album on it. So there it is right there, the good old Chaos with Intent with Stormdok crew on it. I wanted to make sure every persona, got their spotlight with it. Hopefully you guys saw that. Obviously, I can't see the screen when I'm turned around, but And so today we're going to play some music from Chaos with Intent. A couple may be familiar, a couple may be new ones. Who knows? I know there's a couple that I played in our sister group Kingdom Sound, but it went pretty intense as well. And I definitely want to play one of those. Uh, and whether you're faith based or not, this song went pretty hard. And if anybody in the comments got questions about, inspiration, or you got a question about a certain line in there, or need some more understanding about something, feel free to chime in. It's like those old Charlie Kirk shows, like one of those ask me anything kind of things. I'm just not a big debater. Certain things I can debate, certain things I can't. But it's one of those getting to know your host kind of night. So feel free to ask me. All right. And with that said, let me get this ready. I'm kind of doing a hybrid with my touchpad and my mouse because my mouse totally hit the shit. Like I can use the scroller and the clicker, and that's it. I have to use my touchpad to actually move the cursor here. Go on ahead, minimize my screen right here. And I'm playing this directly from my Spotify. So here it is, my Spotify page for the new album. And you can see the little track list going on here. I got one of my newer releases, Watership Fury. That is a death metal song on the movie Watership Down. And Watership Down, oh my God, what is wrong with British animation in the 1970s? It's a movie about a group of rabbits that have to leave a warren due to a premonition from one of the rabbits. And they encounter a whole lot of stuff en route to their new home, essentially, between, natural predators, people getting involved, or even other rabbits. Like the danger in Watership Down wasn't even, yeah, the humans had a big part in it, but, one of the biggest dangers this particular group faced were other rabbits. And rabbits can be pretty vicious in real life. Wild rabbits are pretty vicious. But this one had a lot of references to the movie and to the novel. There wasn't really too much of a difference. The movie did a pretty good job following the novel, in my opinion. But it's funny to note that the same guy who did Watership Down also did Plague Dogs. I don't know. The guy had an obvious theme behind it. Like Plague Dogs was about a couple of dogs that broke out of a animal science lab, and there was some propaganda spread that these dogs were involved in testing with the bubonic plague, even though that's not what they were being tested on. Hence the Plague Dogs thing. But that was the excuse that propaganda did, so they can get the dogs under control or taken care of. I'm not going to say the actual intention. And yeah, I wanted this to be a big album. This had a lot of really good stuff in it. There was some stuff I even cut from this because this almost was bigger than 24 songs. But I'm like, nah, 24 seems like a good number. My previous album, I think, had 17 songs in it, which is right here. This is my previous album, Epic Randomness, my debut album. That one's more fun and lighthearted. Had some fun songs, some craziness, some parody metal, stuff like that. And then for Chaos with Intent, again, I wanted to do a little bit harder theme here. Chaos with Intent, the title song. I've played this before on stream. Graveyard Shift is about night shift employees. And that one went pretty hard. I was night shift most of my Navy career, and I was night shift most of my firefighter medic career, and I was night shift, for the 2 years that I was with Amazon. This is why I'm such a night owl. I'm here, with my bright smile here in the middle of the night. What can I say? And speaking of being a night owl, even sometimes when I do finally go to bed, I just can't fucking sleep, And this is my song basically for the insomniacs. There's different reasons you can't sleep. Either your mind is full of things, you might have a medical issue, because I do mention, some surgical pains and all that stuff that might keep you up at night. And there's a whole lot of stuff involved in that one. So that's a little bit about that one. More Metal Than Hell. That's my second ever faith-based song. My first ever one made the first album, Epic Randomness, and that was I Am the Virus, where I'm basically representing God, and I'm, very angry with the world. Mr. Larry Noe in the comments here played that one on his show, and I remember his comments that, wow, Stormdok really hates, uh, I am mind blanking on that term, but man, help me out here. uh, basically people that lie. People that make false promises, that backstab, that are greedy, stuff like that. And God's basically just ready for another wipeout. That sums that one up. Revelations. This one I played for my first song on our sister group, Kingdom Sound. And this one is from the book of Revelations. It's a battle between good versus evil, heaven versus hell. It's a pretty metal part of the Bible. This was the first one where I had Sherry Storm belting out some pretty epic vocals there. Like she starts out a little bit kind of harder, in the beginning, and then when it gets to the climax of the song, she gets into like death metal scream territory, and it sounded so cool. And that's when I made Watership Fury with her death metal screams right afterwards. So, which we will be playing Watership Fury tonight. So you're going to hear some Stormdok death metal tonight for sure. Unwanted, I played that a couple of times. That's basically a story about many personal issues that I've went through with my own marriage. Is stuff that me and my husband have actually, bickered and argued about. And with this couple in the song, is kind of leave it up to you to determine if it was a good or bad ending at the end. I left that vague, on purpose because I want the audience to decide, was it a good thing that this happened or was it a bad thing? 988, that's a song about the suicide hotline or crisis hotline. It's just basically a song I made. It's pretty intense. It goes pretty hard. I played that one as a bonus song when we had, I think it was a mental health week a few weeks ago. And it's another one of those things, don't neglect your outlets. Yeah, Clayton, my heart and mind is kind of spent right now, but talking about this stuff, it's kind of a lift me up, I love what I do. We all love what we do, otherwise we wouldn't be doing it, And I always heard this from a few people in the past, but if you love what you're doing, then it's no longer a job. It's a fun hobby that you just happen to get paid for. Which, speaking of pay, my first royalty check was $2.14. So, when we do this stuff with Suno, no matter how much human input you do, we're never gonna make money from like big, bands and whatnot out there. But who knows? The right people might hear it and might like it. And you'll always have those AI haters out there calling everything slop no matter what, probably didn't even listen to it and is calling it AI slop. You absolutely matter. It's another pick me up song, for people that are feeling down about themselves. That one went pretty hard too. My mom heard it and she was like, "You don't actually feel like some of this, do you?" And I'm like, "No." I get pretty down sometimes, like I did this weekend, but no. Homewrecker's a fun one. That one I did about, homewreckers. And then Sherry Storm had a little pride moment in there, like pride girl moment, talking about lipstick on her collar. Yeah, Sherry Storm will get down like that. She don't care. She's a universal lover. Freaky, that one that one I made because I wanted my own, what we call in Swain Family Records, a pineapple song. Uh, uh, that's definitely a pineapple song. It's about, two people hooking up. They get right down to it. Uh, they go a couple of rounds and then they decide to break out the toys. Oh yeah. All the other pineapple songs I heard before, I didn't really hear toys get involved in it, but at the pinnacle, I definitely brought him out, busted him out. As I said, Sherry Storm a freak. And Sherry and Danny, they can definitely get freaky. And for another fun fact, my Danny Doker persona, he is an inspiration of today's birthday boy in real life, Mr. Don Dokken himself. And Danny Doker was an inspiration from Don Dokken. So, little fun fact there. They all suck. That is my political hate song, but it's a universal hate song. Like I hate all politicians. I don't like them. They make all these claims about helping you out, and as soon as they're voted into office, if they get voted into office, it's like, what do they actually accomplish? What do they really do? Especially when they use veterans or other certain classes, just to sway the votes their way, and the veterans still get shit on at the end. And as a Navy veteran, I take that pretty personally. And I don't like it when you spout that shit about vets and then you turn your back on them as soon as you get in office. But we'll get to all that shit another time. Rival, that is my very first hate song that I ever made right there. It's basically like, I see you and I hate you. Like, I absolutely loathe your very sight, your very name, the sound of your voice, everything. So that one was a fun one. And the picture that I used, if you see Rival on YouTube, you'll see a picture of a guy with a smug smile on his face. I told Copilot to generate a picture with the most smug, the most hateable, the most punchable face in the world, and it generated that picture. And if you actually look like that, I'm sorry, but blame AI. Stormdok Heat, that is a song I made for Swing Family Records Trap Night one night. So, I had to do trap metal. I was a little iffy on if that was the right song for that night because I heard other people doing their trap songs. I hosted this for one of our guys in Swain Family Records, and I am like mind blanking, but his name is Jovian. So shout out to Jovian. Can't wait to see what your next ideas are. And I played his song first so I can hear what a real trap song sounds like, and I'm like, oh, I wasn't even sure if this was good enough. If this really met the criteria, but I got some compliments on it. But this was a song that I didn't really put anything too specific on. But I really liked it. It's really catchy. I play it all the time, so I wanted it in the album. This one, my F-150 hates me. I have two Ford trucks. One's a 2004 F-150 that's got a 5.4 liter 3-valve engine in it. 5.4 liter 3 valves suck. They can be reliable if you treat it right and do your regular routine oil changes in it. But God forbid those timing chains and guides fail, and then you're screwed. You got to take off the front part of that engine. You got to change all that out. But I did my own timing job on it, and it runs factory new again. But it seems like once you fix one thing, something else likes to break down on it. And that's one that I just had to make a song on it. It's not necessarily a hate song. I did compliment my truck for still keeping on anyway, even with its issues. That is the most loyal truck I've ever had. And before my husband, I used to say that was the most loyal man I ever had in my life. Fun stuff. Wanted, that's a kind of a hip hop / metal song that I did about being wanted, bragging about the crimes that you did, that you're the most wanted, that courts are always singing your name, because of stuff you did. My Apple hate song, I Suck. That's the one I did, for those of y'all who don't know, that Stormdok and Apple, had a little beef with each other because they wouldn't take my music. And I tagged Apple Music, and I'm like, if you don't take Stormdok's music, I will make a hate song about y'all. And not only did I wind up making the hate song because they still didn't take my next single that I released, I decided to make this and release it. And ironically, Apple actually took it. weird, strange world. As Grand Regent Dragon, the Invincible show says, this universe is strange. Of course, the song you just heard at the beginning of this, Old Dogs Last On, I included that with this album. When I originally released Old Dogs Last On, it was with our previous brand. And, I finally got the clearance to release it under Stormdok's name instead of our old brand. And I wanted to put that in the album as well. And wow, the timing of this was impeccable with the loss of Anya, which she was the inspiration behind that. But if you've ever had an old dog, you can definitely listen to it and definitely feel it as well. Praise the Shovel, that was a parody song I did with the old brand when I made a whole metal song about shovels. And yes, the shovel that you use to, dig dirt with, bury your dead with, start to build a house with, yes, that same shovel. And oddly enough, apparently that one somehow snuck into Apple under my nose. And I didn't realize it until I was taking everything down to put with the new brand. And when I was taking everything down, I saw the stores that was released under, and Apple Music and iTunes were right there. I don't know how that happened, but because of that fact, I put it with this album too. Why not? All Hail the Caffeine was actually my most popular song with the old brand. It was my coffee song. You're drinking coffee. You're like, heck yeah, I got all the caffeine. I got the jitters. I'm ready to do everything now. Another fun song that sounded kind of like a more punk rock than metal, but it was fun. And then I did what I call the new rock remix. That's what I'm calling remixes of songs that I do with my old brand. And I make it sound more Stormdok like with the new personas. So if you see new rock remix, that's basically the official Stormdok version of it versus the metal songs about random things brand that I used to have. My legacy. Those of us who we had random artist night or I guess hidden artist night where we played songs. We didn't list who the artist was, and we had to guess who wrote which song. And my legacy came up, and it was sad. I wanted to break hearts. It's like one of those I woke up that morning and chose violence kind of thing. But instead of violence, I chose sadness. Like I wanted hearts broken with this one. And then I did a Stormdok remix of that one. And then, of course, Thaldrak Rises, because Thaldrak, my Eagle Man, he deserves his own song. Why not? There's a lot of myth and legend behind his story, and it basically says it. So those are all the songs right there from that album. And with that said, I'm sorry to hear that, Clayton. And what's up, D-Day? Sorry I didn't say hello to you guys. I was flipping between windows here. I'm working on a single screen setup while I'm down here in San Antonio. But I'll be back in Oklahoma tomorrow evening. So next week I'll have my triple screen set up. I'll be a lot better prepared. So I have to wake up at like 4 in the morning. But I'm still hanging out with you guys. That's what I got all my energy drinks for, right? So with that said, we'll go on ahead and play another song. So be prepared for Stormdok death metal because I'm playing Watership Fury first. So enjoy Watership Fury.
Roots twist deep where the osler sharpen their hate. The soil convulses like it knows its fate. Fibers vision scream, the field run red with blood. A prophecy burning with the impending flood. Hazel rises as their chief to save his clan from blood and grave. The Black Rabbit watches as they leave their hometown. The rabbits of the Warren heading to Watership Down.
Watership Fury!
They run for the hill.
Watership Fury!
They will not kneel.
Watership Fury!
Bunnies and gore.
Watership Fury!
Can't wait for more.
Watership Fury!
Say it again.
Watership Fury!
The violence will never end. Dandelion roars tales through the smoky scarred air. A myth-born herald with a fire-lit stare. Hides and flare rises like a storm-crowned queen. Her voice a blade cutting through the unseen. Blackberry charges with a mind like flame. A tactician of chaos, unbounded, untamed. Together they stand as the heather turns black. Rabbit rebels of Watership under Kier's wings, ready to attack.
Watership Fury!
They run for the hill.
Watership Fury!
They will not kneel.
Watership Fury!
Bunnies and gore.
Watership Fury!
Can't wait for more.
Watership Fury!
Say it again.
Watership Fury!
The violence will never end. Woundward charges like a storm unchained. The dog with fury unbroken, unrestrained. Lord Frith, heroes rise. The rabbits fight for their lives. In the world of Watership Down, where bunny violence thrives.
Watership Fury!
They run for the hill.
Watership Fury!
They will not kneel.
Watership Fury!
Bunnies and gore.
Watership Fury!
Can't wait for more.
Watership Fury!
Say it again.
Watership Fury!
The violence will never end.
Watership Fury!
Shout it even louder.
Watership Fury!
El Herrera even prouder.
Watership Fury!
They broke the chain.
Watership Fury!
Your heart felt their pain. When the war's finally over and Hazel's won his crown, peace can finally reign over Watership Down. Watership Down. Watership Down.
So yes, definitely went into death metal territory there for sure. That was my kind of first take on full-on death metal with my techno metal kind of addition to it. When I did version 5.5 on Suno, it just didn't sound right. Like I couldn't get the death metal screaming, the shriek vocals as it's called, going. But when I went to version 5, that came out of it, and I absolutely loved the eerie horror, sounds to it. Like it gives you like a creepy chill up your spine if you've seen the movie and you know how it goes. And if you have a really good headset on, as I said in the comments, you got to crank that headset up if you listen to that, because I swear it did such a good job with version 5 on Suno. I thought something was behind me at times. Like it sounded like full on surround sound in my headset. And as a horror fan, I love horror stuff. And that was one of my favorites. I thought that was so good. So yeah, if you're a fan of Watership Down or any of those other crazy animated movies, which that movie was rated U, by the way, in the UK. And for those of you that don't know the ratings over there, when you rate something U, that basically means your content is good for all ages and there is no content unsuitable for children. There's a guy on YouTube, his name is Steve Reviews. Go check him out. He explains a little bit more on the UK rating system. And he's got reviews on a whole lot of messed up animated films that probably should not have been advertised for kids, including Plague Dogs, Animals of Farthing Wood, even Animal Farm. All British films, mind you. As I said, what was wrong with Britain in the 1970s? But definitely go check it out. Go to Steve Reviews, watch some stuff, and if something kicks your interest, then definitely go watch it. And Felidae, oh my God, Felidae is like Watership Down, but with cats. And that's free on YouTube, so go check that out. So that said, I'm gonna play the title song, Chaos with Intent, next. I did play this last week, I think, but yeah, sometime last week. It was for Swain Family Records night on Friday night, where we had the artist spotlights and everything. And yeah, I brought chaos. It was like If You're Not Moving How We Move in night. So all of our songs are based off of that. And what is more, move out the way than bringing in chaos? Because if you're not into chaos, you can move right out the way too. If not, we're gonna move you out the way. So let's play Chaos with Intent, the title song to the new album.
I'm going to Willie.
Up and down the hood,
Flip the finger at my boss.
just cause I could.
Gonna eat a big steak.
In front of the Peter HQ.
I'm all about that chaos.
How about you? How about you?
I leave all the lights on.
Just to run up the bill.
Then I leave all my possessions.
To the dogs on my wheel.
I blast my metal loud.
As I drive my truck.
If the Karens complain, I don't give a fuck.
Not giving any slack. Now I'm pushing back. I ignite the upside.
With one metal word.
Chaos, chaos. With intent. I came to break it all like I'm hellbent. Chaos, chaos. With intent. Everything I've done, I definitely meant.
I'm the architect born.
From the eye of the storm, I'll spread my chaos.
With intent. Spent my lunch money.
On the school book fair.
Then I went to the barber.
And cut off all my hair.
Went to Oklahoma.
To chase a twister.
Met a fellow chaser. Slept with his sister.
Not giving any slack. Now I'm pushing back. I ignite the upside.
With one metal word.
Chaos, chaos. With intent. I came to break it all like I'm hellbent. Chaos, chaos. With intent. Everything I've done, I definitely meant.
I'm the architect born.
From the eye of the storm, I'll spread my chaos.
With intent. I was made for the collision.
I was made to burn it down.
Every lie that I spread.
It's a chaotic sound.
Stormdok is coming.
And coming in hot.
With their chaos with intent.
Better be on guard.
Every form of destruction, every flavor of doom. We unleash it with purpose.
I'm Stormdok is not responsible for actual chaos done.
Chaos within
It's not for everyone.
All right, all right. And that was the title song to this new album, Chaos with Intent. And that's pretty much what this album is about. It's about bringing a whole bunch of craziness out there. Started out with, bunny gore essentially from Watership Down, which that one's just all sorts of chaos, especially if you're a rabbit in that story. This one involves a whole bunch of stuff. I live for it. You know, I definitely like to blast my metal loud. I get some looks from my neighbors, but I don't do it at night or anything to be a dick. I just like blasting my music. I mean, we're here, we make our music. Sometimes we like blasting our own stuff or blasting songs from, our other swing family members out there. This one, and if you see a song in here that want to hear, oh, that does remind me, this All Hail the Caffeine New Rock remix. That was the song on the Rock Rage Radio last week. So shout out to everybody who voted for Stormdok. And there is a new poll out. Please look up, Stormdok page or Andrea Kane's page as well. That's Renegade Butcher's persona. And give us a vote each. We're going to try to keep you in the top 25 votes as long as we can. She's going to call the list tomorrow at some point. So we'll find out tomorrow on the Rock Goddess Radio Show. We'll see who made it. It's from 11 a to 2 p. If you're in Central Standard Time in the U.S., so Texas, Oklahoma time frame, stuff like that. Definitely tune in for that. I'm probably going to miss it because I'm going to be doing a whole bunch of craziness with my family in Dallas. My plane lands in Dallas. My husband and daughter picked me up there. We're going to have some fun, bringing some HEB and Buc-ee's back with us to Oklahoma because, Lord knows we need a Buc-ee's in Oklahoma. Shame on you, Beaver. You build it everywhere else except for your friendly neighbor up north. Yeah, sure, when football season comes around, it's all about OU versus Texas, the Red River Shootout, etc. Throwing the horns down logo up there, throwing the horns up if you're a Texas fan. It is what it is, but come on, give us a Buc-ee's. You're missing out on so much business up there. With that said, yeah, that's pretty much it on that one. I'm going to go on ahead. If there's any requests, from our viewers, if you see a track on the album that you like, feel free to chime in and say, hey, can you play this one next? And then I'll play that one next. And again, if you have questions about anything with any of the music or about Stormdok as well, feel free to ask in the comments. I like to try to be pretty responsive when I can. So with that said, I'm going to play this song because the Music Competitive Arena folks haven't heard it. Now, if you're in Kingdom Sound, I know Clayton's in Kingdom Sound with me, so he's heard this. But I'm going to play this so you can hear what I'm talking about with those Sherry Storm screams near the end. So with that, I'm going to play Revelations next.
open with a trumpet's roar. Seven thunders echo on the temple floor. Candles flicker as the heavens ignite, and the Lamb steps forth wrapped in holy light.
I see the scroll in a scar-marked hand, seals breaking loose at his one command. The earth starts shaking like a waking beast as angels gather for the final feast.
Schools of judgment pound the ground, for shadows rise without a sound. War and famine, plague and flame, but the faithful stand and call his name. Revelations unbound, let the heavens unfold. Let the prophecy thunder like firing gold. When the stars fall down and the trumpets cry, I will lift my voice as the old world dies. Revelations unbound, let the darkness flee. For the King returns in victory. Crimson dragon with a crown of lies, tail sweeping stars from the midnight skies. But the child ascends on wings of flame, protected by the one who knows his name.
Michael rises with a warrior's cry, sword blazing bright across the sky. The dragon falls like a broken throne, cast to the earth where shadows grow.
The beast may roar, the beast may reign, but the faithful rise through fire and pain. Marked by truth, not by the beast, their courage grows as fear cease. Revelations unbound, let the heavens unfold. Let the prophecy thunder like fire and gold. When the stars fall down and the trumpets cry, I will lift my voice as the old world dies. Revelations unbound, let the darkness flee. For the King returns in victory. Seven bowls spill wrath like molten rain, but mercy stands beyond the pain. A new world waits behind the veil, where death is gone and love prevails. Eyes
Like fire,
round death and blood,
voice like oceans.
in a holy flood. He rides with justice, crowned in flame, and every knee bows at his name.
Holy, holy,
Lord of light, break the darkness and the night. Revelations unbound, let the new world rise. Let tears be wiped from every eye. When the gates shine bright and the saints walk free, I will stand in the light of eternity. Revelations unbound, let the trumpet sound. For the King of Kings has claimed his crown.
Definitely some fire there. Definitely when I heard her shrieks in that song, that's when I knew I had to have her do it more. I had to have her do it more. It sounded so freaking amazing. And she's got a great voice normally. You know, Danny and Sherry's voices are both inputs from my range. When I do my vocal inputs on Suno, as you can hear, I have a pretty, I guess you can say somewhat masculine voice for a chick. It's something I was born with, I can't help it. But, I was a little sad to have my voice get deeper as I got older because, I could belt out Britney and Christina back in the 90s like it was nothing. But then I started, sounding more like Chester and from Linkin Park. And then it is what it is. Stuff went by. But, I still like my voice. Danny, his song or the song from More Metal Than Hell, that was basically all Danny in that one. And I was going to perform that live yesterday on Kingdom Sound, but with recent events, my mind just was not into it. I will perform live just when my mind is in a better place from recent events. All right, so we're going to come on here, play another one. Trying to see which one I haven't played on here yet. We'll go on ahead and do the new rock remix of My Legacy. Why not?
When you wake in the morning to that empty spot in bed, there will be a void in your heart for the words I leave unsaid. When the days run out on me, let my love stay in the room, in the memories and photographs, or the lingering scent of my perfume. Don't cry for the broken body, it was never all of me. Don't get stuck on the what ifs and keep me in your memory. If I ever lit your darkness, if I ever eased your pain, let that be the only proof that my life was not in vain. I'm not asking you to grieve for me, just to see what I tried to be. When the last of me is fading, and I am finally pain-free, I'll leave behind my legacy. I love you all, and remember me.
If the world forgets my heartbeat, let my purpose still remain. In the lives I touched in passing, and the ones I kept from pain.
If the grave is only silence, let me still be in the wind, in the hand you reach for, in the peace that moves within.
I'm not asking for your sorrow,
Just the truth before I die.
did the things I've done matter?
Or did I even try? If I ever lit your darkness, if I ever eased your pain,
Let that be the only proof
that my life was not in vain. I'm not asking you to grieve for me, just to see what I tried to be. When the last of me is fading, touched your life in passing, let that be enough to stay. A single kindness carried on can outlive any grave. If I ever lit your darkness, if I ever eased your pain, let that be the only proof that my life was not in vain. I'm not asking you to grieve for me, just to see what I tried to be. When the last of me is fading, and I am finally pain-free, I'll leave behind my legacy. Love you all and remember me. My legacy is the love that I leave.
And there you have it. That was My Legacy, the New Rock remix. Again, New Rock remixes are Stormdok remixes from my old brand. So if you see a New Rock remix by a song, it's re-released songs from my old brand that I re-released Stormdok style. The one exception is Rival, because that one is technically a remix from the old brand, but not really in a way that I did the full remix with All Hail the Caffeine or My Legacy. It's still an interesting song, and that one, because the old brand, I had a male vocalist do the whole song. This Rival, I did have Sherry Storm, get mixed into, because, you know, just hating someone, that's universal, no matter who you are or identify as, there's always going to be that one person you just loathe or despise, and it was a fun song to write. So, I don't know which song to play yet, but I do want to play this song next, because I want to end this on a pick-me-up, I know there's a lot of struggle going on, even within Swain Family Records. A lot of members are going through it right now. And this one, is for when you feel down about yourself. Whether are you strong enough to carry on? Do you even matter in this world? And these are topics that I really wanted to cover. So with that said, the next song is You Absolutely Matter, which is also available on a single, if you want to listen to that. But it's also available on Chaos with Intent. So feel free to hit up Spotify or any of the other streaming stores and look it up.
Celebrate every goal, save, and win with U.S. Soccer and Michelob
After
Ultra,
the
the official
commercials,
beer
folks.
sponsor of the FIFA World Cup 26. Enter now for your chance to win tickets and attend the FIFA World Cup 26 and cheer on U.S. Soccer. Enter now at MichelobUltra.com/
Yeah.
prizes and details.
Sorry about that, guys.
They told you, sit down, stay in your lane. Turned every bright idea into a stain. Scroll through your phone, feel smaller each swipe. Heart on low power, head full of hype.
I see your head shake, I see you go numb. You ask, would it matter if I just don't come? Let me answer that with the war cry now. Every beat in your chest is a vow. You are more than all the silence, more than what they never said.
Every scar is proof of progress, not a reason to regret. You absolutely matter, more than you can see. If you feel like you're in shadows, you're still everything to me.
When your world is sinking faster, I will stand and never leave. You absolutely
chat alone when it dies. You with the playlist that knows every tear, screaming the lyrics so someone might hear.
Step from the shadows, step into your name. You're not a background, you are the flame. They try to write you out of the scene, but every too much just means you're supreme. Oh yeah! You are more than broken mornings, more than nights you couldn't sleep. Every time you kept on going, you were climbing from the dead.
You absolutely matter, more than you can see. If you feel like you're in shatters, you're still everything to me.
When your world is sinking faster, I will stand and never leave. You absolutely matter. Breathe, believe, prepare.
If you ever think it's over, hear my voice inside the roar. I will drag you from that closure, kick that coffin off the floor. Every I'm okay, you fake, you fake. I can hear the hidden plea and play. Let the anger crack and break and break. Turn that pain to melody. Oh. You absolutely matter, more than you can see. If you feel like you're in shatters, you're still everything to me.
When your world is sinking faster, I will stand and never leave. You absolutely matter. Breathe, believe, repeat. The night is a cathedral of shadows, and I kneel at its altar of despair. Every breath feels borrowed, fading like the world forgot I was ever there.
The mirror shows a ghost in my place, eyes cracked like stained glass pane.
I whisper to the dark for mercy, but the silence only speaks my name.
I'm standing on the edge of nothing, got my pistol in my hand to end it all.
I was one step away.
Gotta make that call.
988, three numbers in the dark, a spark against the dying of my flame. A lifeline through the chaos, a voice that says my story still can change.
When the world feels like it's ending,
And I'm drowning in the weight of it all. The hand that pulls me back.
before I fall.
Before I fall.
The storm inside me claws and trembles, a beast I never learned to tame.
Every memory burns like cinders, every heartbeat echoes shame.
I walk through halls of broken moments, where every door leads to regret.
But then a voice cuts through the darkness, saying,
You're not finished yet.
I'm standing on the edge of nothing, but now the wind begins to fade. A human voice becomes my anchor.
One promise that I can be stayed.
988, three numbers in the dark, a spark against the dying of my flame.
no blazing light.
Just a stranger's voice holding back the night.
No judgment, no shame, no turning away.
Just someone saying stay.
And in that moment,
Fragile and small,
I learned that reaching out
is not a I almost let the silence win, almost let the night decide, but the words came in like a savior from the other side.
a stranger said my pain was not too much to bear.
And for the first time in days,
I cared.
988, three numbers in the dark.
A spark that keeps my heartbeat brave.
A whisper in the ruin, a promise that I'm still worth the same.
When the shadows try to claim me,
And the night begins to call, the voice that holds me up.
so I don't fall.
988.
You are not alone.
988, take the light home.
If you're feeling it,
Call it,
there's no shame.
we need you.
We love you.
You're stronger than you know.
Well, those two songs definitely, one being the personal pick me up, the other being, that lifeline for if you feel like there is no pick me up, and hopefully the hotline works for you. 988 is the crisis hotline for America. Please look up the hotlines for your various countries. I know Swain Family Records is worldwide. It could differ in your country, so please look it up. As you see, I wrote out the numbers in the title. Ditto, the distributor that I used, it had an issue with me using the numbers 988, so I just spelled it out. No biggie, and that went through just fine. Next up, as I said in the comments, is going to be a Pineapple song, and if you watched Midnight Confessions on Saturday night, you definitely heard it. So it's definitely very M-rated, borderline X-rated, but yeah, be prepared for the Pineapple song. So if those of y'all don't know, pineapple is a safe word we came up with in Swain Family Records. One of our former members came up with it. We just been using it ever since because why not? We have fun. We're all a big happy family. So it's time to get freaky.
Hey there, sexy. Let's get freaky.
Well, now, someone's in the mood.
So what if I am? You down?
Hell yeah, let's get to it.
Gonna drag you into the bedroom, then close and lock that door. I got that look, you know it well. I'll have you screaming, begging for more.
I've never been more hot for you. I want you all the same. I'll ride that thing all night and having you call out my name.
I'm gonna kiss you, I'm gonna touch you. There's no going back tonight. The heat is rising, no better time. I'm gonna fuck you right. I'll take off all your clothes and throw them on the floor. I wanna see your sexy body, those perfect features I adore.
I wanna taste you and feel you.
We're gonna hear that thunder tonight.
I want you rock hard, baby.
Oh, you'll be screaming my name, alright. We're gonna be in this bed a while. Time
Moisture is rising here, both inside and out.
The way you ride me so hard with those sexy words you shout.
I love the look you give to me, especially when you come undone.
It's when you know that climax hit.
It's when you know you've won.
When I lean in and whisper, this night's far from over. That's when I switch that role and tell her to bend over. I look at that perfect ass as my rock pounds into your core. I reach to feel your tits bounce, another perfect feature I adore.
I gotta taste you and feel you.
We're still causing thunder tonight.
You're still so rock hard, baby.
Oh baby, you're still so damn tight. We're gonna be in this bed a while. Time to get freaky.
Stormdok style.
Stormdok style. You feel so damn good. I'll treat you like any good lover would. Now the ride's over and the real fun begins. Time to break out the toys. The freaky never ends.
Handcuffs,
Kinky.
strap on,
Oh baby.
chains and whips.
Oh hell yeah!
Now we're getting freaky.
I look at all the clothes and toys and have her scattered on the floor. Then I see your sexy bent body, all those perfect features I adore.
I gotta taste you and feel you.
We cause that thunder
I
tonight.
got you so rock hard, baby.
Oh, you scream my name, alright. We've been in this bed a while.
Things definitely got freaky. Stormdok style.
Stormdok style. We need a safe word.
Hell no.
Then let's get freaky again.
So yes, that was freaky. Definitely the pineapple song on there, and definitely borderline X-rated there. But yeah, as you see, when I wrote the lyrics to that, it progresses through the night, kind of a thing. I'm gonna play one more song real quick, which is one that I had some personal feeling with, and after that, we'll do our closing statements. So with that said, I'm playing Unwanted next.
Been married for 10 years, yet you hardly notice I'm here. You traded your love for lies and a 12-pack of cheap beer.
I feel more like a roommate in my own house, even in the bed like I'm already dead.
No longer your spouse. I try to act fine, but my heart's already broken. I wear this silence, the only word that I'm noted.
I feel unwanted.
Unwanted, can't take this anymore.
I feel unwanted.
Unwanted, you used to be the one to adore.
Say every day that you love me, that I'm the one you crave. That's the name you gave. I'd buy you anything just to get anything from you. You say that beer is all I care about, but that's just not true. I look at pictures every day when our love was fresh and young, but now all I hear is nothing except regret rolling off that tongue.
I try to act fine, but my heart's already broken. I wear this silence, the only word that I'm noticed.
I feel unwanted.
Unwanted, can't take this anymore.
I feel unwanted.
Unwanted, you used to be the one to adore.
Say every day that you love me, that I'm the one you crave.
But I feel unwanted.
That's the name you gave.
If I break up with you tonight, to serve those papers when this no longer feels right.
Every day more I spend with you, needed your presence, but this love's no longer true.
Maybe this word is our proof, and it must be said.
It's the only word that's in my head. I feel unwanted.
Unwanted, can't take this anymore.
I feel unwanted.
Unwanted, you used to be the one to adore.
Say every day that you love me, that I'm the one you crave.
But I feel unwanted.
That's the name you gave. I'll sign on that dotted line, if it will finally let you leave. I'm unwanted.
Unwanted, it's what I now believe.
Well, that pretty much is it as far as the album spotlight. I can't play the whole album tonight. I mean, there's 24 songs in there, which I believe amounted to an hour 46 minutes, according to a few websites. And I don't have that much time on this show. We're at an hour and a half right now, and I've played like 6 songs tonight, including the Anya tribute video at the beginning. But with that said, I'll go ahead and make the closing remarks. But thank you to the viewers that tuned in, who showed some support and sent their love their way for the loss of Anya on Saturday morning. It's going to be hard, but I got some great peeps to hang with. We are a big happy family here. Sometimes we have some spats. We have our battles that we do where we do some diss battles. But we take it in good stride, we try not to take anything personally here. It's all in good fun. So with that said, Sundays is our Kingdom Sound Day. That's at 6 p.m. Central Time. So that's our faith-based side. So if you're religious, you're pretty faith-based and whatnot, feel free to come over to Kingdom Sound. Just like Music Competitive Arena, there's 3 questions to answer. And there's a little bit of a registration process and you're in. That's pretty much it. It's not a lengthy registration process. It's super easy. And then Mondays, we have 2 shows on Mondays. We have Unfiltered and Apologetic with Kay and Yetta. I help produce their shows as well, but them two ladies absolutely do all the hosting work. They do all the talking. They are absolutely amazing. It's basically a gossip show where they do certain topics. They hit up a pretty strong topic today about being strong on the outside but suffering on the inside. And that's a pretty hard topic because some folks that are strong for others, they can be struggling on the inside, because they feel like they have to be the strong one all the time and they just let all that pressure build up. And that's where I say again, do not neglect your outlets. Do not let that build up because it's like a volcano. It can only take so much pressure before it finally blows. And then a whole lot of other people, are caught up in it all of a sudden. Please do not neglect your outlets. And then, of course, their show is from 7 p. to 8 p. Again, all these times are in Central Standard Time. So Texas, Oklahoma, Kansas, Nebraska, whatever, Central U.S. time. Their show is from 7 p. to 8 p. And then at 9 p., of course, you have Metal Monday with yours truly, Stormdok. And we will be doing open metals, which is pretty much you submit any rock or metal song. I try to do the topics for a little bit, but it's not working as well. I guess, I don't know. Some of the topics may be a bit hard. I don't know. But we'll leave it at that. And I was trying to have this on a new show here, but my Facebook keeps insisting on resetting. There we go. And Tuesday is our Noe Boys show with Larry and Jimmy Noe, a couple of awesome guys. They do a lot of like outlaw country and rock on their channel. And sometimes they'll have special guests come on board. Like they even got Mike Rogers into the group. And, he's a big country guy. And definitely check out his song Baking Down in the South. That's honestly my personal favorite. I can't get over those almond balls. That one brings a laugh every time, and I'm definitely gonna play it for my husband, and I can't wait to hear his reaction to it too when I get back up to Oklahoma tomorrow. So that's gonna be fun. I'll definitely play that song during a road trip up there because it's a 3-hour drive from Dallas to our house in Oklahoma, so plenty of time to throw a few songs out there. Wednesdays, that was Wednesday. Thursday, sometimes we have special events on Thursday. I know we have Clayton, one of our guys who's on quite a few of our shows. Like the man's universal. He can definitely bring it for any genre. He's going to be starting up a little comedy special where we can do some parody, some comedy stuff here and there. And, that's definitely something to look forward to. So stay tuned on more details on Clayton's Comedy Corner, as I called it. I don't know what he's going to call it yet, but it was something I suggested. So stay tuned. Fridays, that's usually our big boss man, OGP Swain's day. He'll sometimes have some spotlights on Fridays, like we just did a spotlight on Swain Family Records this past Friday night, where If You're Not Moving, How We Move in night. So we had to build songs around that, and that was really fun. Saturdays, sometimes we do things on Saturdays as well. But we do have another show kicking off here, which I pulled up on Facebook here. And this is called Talking with Tanya and Beth. A couple of our members, Tanya Bonilla and Beth Tolliver, her persona is Skylair. And they're basically doing it seems kind of like a therapeutic show, from the looks of it. It's called Talking with Tanya and Beth, and it says real talk, real people, real healing. Honest conversations about life, trauma, and the journey to healing. We're here to listen. We're here to help. So, and that's these two right here. Again, a couple of more awesome chicks. We've had Beth on our Metal Mondays a few times, and she's pretty universal too. So it's basically a peer support discussion show created to encourage conversation, compassion, and community. So basically, you got some personal struggles going. Again, another outlet. Come on here and come share it. You never know if somebody else might be going through the same thing and could, use some helpful advice on it. And they do emphasize, they're not licensed therapists, counselors, etc., but they're just fellow peers, here to listen, help to, maybe say some of their own personal experiences and, hope maybe give some tips. I can't really say advice. That sounds like some professional kind of termage, but, we can definitely give some tips on how to work through it. Like I'm going through some struggles right now, but one of my therapies is music and hanging out with you guys, and I definitely don't feel so emotional anymore after hanging out here. So, hey, it works. And stay tuned for more shows because we can definitely, have more peeps. And if you like what you see, come on and join us at Swing Family Records Music Competitive Arena. And we're not just hosting shows, we're building a movement. So we're here, we're worldwide, people from all over the world. We also have Chrissy G as well, who's starting up a show. I think actually his starts up this Friday. Speaking of, and his show, is based in the UK time. It's going to be 5 p.m. UK time and 12 p.m. Central US time. It's a little earlier, because of the time difference, but it's no biggie. And that's definitely something to tune into. So come on and join us. Join Chrissy G. Chrissy G is an awesome UK guy, and he produces some great stuff as well. And we have another one, NVAI. He's also up in the UK area. He also brings a lot of cool, metalcore stuff to it. So I think I'd covered all the shows there. I definitely hope I didn't leave anybody out. Tuesdays is our May days. I think I kind of did leave her out. I'm sorry, May. But she recently had a hospital stay too. So May, our hearts are out for you, and we definitely, hope you recover well. Got to do her little sparkle. She loves her sparkle sound. And I sent her a nice little get well soon picture with Sherry Storm, Danny Doker, and Thaldrak, all holding up a get well soon thing, and she thought that was cute. And again, if you're out there and you're struggling, please do not neglect your outlets. I can never say that enough. Do not neglect your outlets, whether it's a friend, a family member, a crisis hotline, going to a hospital and seeking help. Please don't neglect your outlets. We care about all our viewers. Mental health is a huge topic out there. I know mental health in America can suck at times. I don't know what it's like in your country, but whatever you're going through, our hearts are out with you, and we hope you get better. If you can't be strong for yourself, we'll definitely try to be strong for you. We're here to support. And I think that's about it for all the other shows. But with that, I'll go on ahead and close things out because I got to get my butt to sleep. I got to be up at 4 a.m. to catch my flight to go back home and be in my nice dark streaming corner that I'm normally out on Metal Mondays. So you may not see my face, in the light after this week. So with that said, I will see you all next week. I hope you have a good week. And, if you had a somewhat rough weekend, I hope the week is a lot better for you. And I will definitely see you next Monday, and we'll have more peeps on. And if you like what you see, or if you like what you heard on Metal Monday today, again, look up Stormdok. It's exactly how it's spelt on my square right here. These mirrored windows always mess me up sometimes, but definitely is spelled like that. I always say it's like storm and then dock, like the boat dock, but without the C. That's my fun little Navy joke I threw into the group name there. And I'm on Spotify, I'm on Amazon Music, I'm on Apple Music, I'm on everybody. Yes, I finally conquered the Apple, so definitely not having any more fruit, company problems. I rock an iPod Classic right here. It's the U2 version. Got an Apple Watch. I got a iPhone here. Come on, Apple. It didn't need to take this long. But, with that said, stay happy, stay healthy, and stay metal. And rest in peace, Anya. I will forever love and miss you. So, yep. And have a good day, people.
It starts with a question. In the quiet of the night, staring at numbers that don't reflect your heart. But your follower count does not define your talent. Don't let the algorithm dim your light. Welcome to a new era. At Swain Family Records, we're rewriting the rules for the independent artist. We're not just a label, we're an ecosystem built for those who push harder. Step into the competitive arena. This is where live music meets real impact. From live competitions to deep storytelling, here the community decides your momentum. Unprecedented exposure, real fans, real networking, real growth. This is a place for leaders. Host your own events, build your membership, and earn your share. The harder you push, the bigger your lane becomes. Community support keeps these doors open. Together, we are unstoppable. We're building the infrastructure of the future. Apps, radio, and direct-to-fan power. We are building the people first, so when we launch with momentum. One ecosystem, multiple revenue streams, real community, no middleman. Swain Family Records, build your legacy.